Hi there, this is Karen with Inspired by Graham. Today is the last day of my card series with Reindeer Days Designer Series paper. I'll show it in just a minute, but this is a fun fold card we're going to be making. It's very simple, but so much fun to make. If you saw my videos earlier in the week, we made this Merry Christmas card with the trees, and it's the same layout. So if you missed my videos, go to my playlist, which is Inspired by Graham, and that's where you'll see all of my playlists or my videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to promise you it won't be as long as the other ones, but I'm going to make 2 card kits because I want to show you the difference of designer series paper, so you'll see 3 different options. There's not much stamping, so it shouldn't take too long to do this. Let me go over the products I've got over here to my left. We're going to be using Real Red ink. The 3 stamp sets are Peaceful Seasons, Reindeer Fun, and Sharing Loving Crafting. We have a embossed panel, which comes with the Forever Plaid 3D. So it's a big embossing folder, and you can, dry emboss a huge sheet of, say, basic white and cut it into panels. That way you only have one run through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. The Reindeer Days designer paper is on sale for $10. Don't forget to add that to your order. The item number is 164166. Again, $10. It's on page 27 of the mini catalog if you wanted to take a look at it. The coordinating colors are Early Espresso, Garden Green, Grady Apple Green, Pecan Pie, Pool Party, and Real Red. We want a piercing mat for our stamping because we're, again, working with our photopolymer stamps. So I've got my circles, I've got my card base, and my 2 envelopes. And let me just put all this other stuff over the side here so I don't lose it. So we're going to be using the Peace and Joy from Peaceful Seasons. It's a really small words. It's really small words here. So I've got it on a really tiny circle. I use a circle punch that I have in my craft room, but I love how it just fits really nicely in this circle. Okay, so that is all done. That's going to be over here because for some reason Real Red definitely takes longer for me to have it to dry. Okay, let's go over our card base here. So I've got it already scored and everything. So it's 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I've scored it going through the paper trimmer like this at 2 3/4 and at 5 1/2. So we want to stamp on this side, and what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm not stamping way over here because I don't want to accidentally have it showing through if I stamped incorrectly or not. But anyway, I just want to move it way over so I've got more room to write. So anyway, let's go to our message inside, and it's going to say, may all your days be... No, I didn't want to do that one, did I? Yes, I do. May all your days be full of cheer. So I'm going to stamp it over here off to the side there. Let's throw in some, let me design the inside a little bit more. So I love these little bells. You see me use them multiple times. I just think that looks so nice. Let's do the same thing with the second card. And I'll just stamp right there and throw in those bells off to the side. And that is all done. All we have left to do is our envelopes and the back side of the card. So let's just use that same stamp. And then the back side of the cards, we're going to stamp in Real Red and happiness inside. So what I want to do is be careful I'm stamping this correctly. So let's fold it over, and I'm going to stamp right in the middle here. And then do the same thing. Let's check, make sure everything's correct. We'll fold it over and stamp. So that's all there is to stamping. Let's get these all closed up and we can assemble both of the cards. So what I'm finding that works the best is to sort all of our items out. I don't need my envelopes anymore. I don't need the card bases yet. So I'll put those over here. Next step I'm going to do is find my embossed panels. We'll put those over here. And then I've got my circle, which will team up with these. So I should have 2. Okay, and then I've got a panel of real red, and then I've got this design, and then on this one I've got the little holly berries. So I'm going to adhere all this because I don't want to lose these, and let's just get it out of the way. So this is the reverse side of the reindeer. So that's kind of fun to do, and I love that both of these patterns will work real nice. This is, let's see, the real red is cut 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and this is just a 1/4 of an inch smaller on both sides. Okay, so we got those reindeers done. Let's turn this one over and add the holly berries to the front. Okay, that's good. We're going to let those dry because we're going to wrap some linen thread around it. So on these, I like to add a dimensional underneath our sentiment. So we'll flip those over, and let me just take the regular size dimensionals. All you need is 1. Okay, we're going to need the dimensionals again, so I won't put them too far away. Let's take the backings off both of these. And then these are going to get matched up and try to get it centered. Now I did notice on this one here, I've got a little bit that looks like the punch didn't cut correctly, and I didn't notice it beforehand. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my paper snips and kind of just gently cut that little frayed off. So it doesn't even look that it had that to begin with. Okay, so those are good. Let's set those over because we don't want to lose those. We've got our real red and white linen thread. I'm so happy we have linen thread that's different than our normal linen thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this linen thread over about 5 inches, and then I'm going to wrap 3 times. So that's 1, 2, and 3. I work with odd numbers, and you don't want to pull this too tight, or else, if you could see, that did bend a little bit, so I did loosen it up. Let me start over again. I lost count. I got a knot in this too, so let's take this, trim it off. I'll use it on something else. Okay, so we'll start all over again. I'm gonna get rid of this paper too. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this too. Okay, so 5 inches over, and I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3, loosely. Let's bring this linen thread over to the left side, and I am going to cut over there. Then we're going to wrap this one over here, and I like to tie a knot. So it doesn't matter where you tie your bow. You just want your to work with linen thread that where you can tie a bow. You don't want one side too short. So I like to tie a knot. That way I have a little bit more control of making my bow. That's not too bad. I just want to make it a little bit smaller. There, I think that's good. All right, so trim this off. The other side's fine. Now, since this is not attached or anything, we can just take this a little bit and just bend it and then slide it over to where I want it, which is I'm gonna put it on this side rather than on the sample card I had it over here. Okay, so then we're gonna do that one more time. So if you missed it, take your linen thread, extend it about 5 inches, And then we pick it up, hold it with our thumb, wrap 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Linen thread to the left side. And then oh, I got some liquid glue on my fingers. And then the other night I had a battle with Cajun Craze ink refill. Actually, I'm taping these last 2 videos on the same night because I'm going to be gone tomorrow. So this one will post on Friday, probably Friday morning. That's why you see my hands are still kind of a mess. Okay, I don't know. I was refilling ink spots and I dropped the ink spot and then it was full of ink, so it went all over my desk, all over myself, and all over the cover in the little holder too. So needless to say, that's why I'm covered in reds. Okay, so this one, since we got this little cute, these 2 reindeers, I'm going to see what it's going to look like when I put it up over, because I don't really want to cover up their heads, and I like these little cardinals too. So we're going to try something different on that one. Let's grab our dimensionals, and we are going to add 5, so 1 to every corner. And then we will put 1 in the middle. And this one doesn't matter in the middle because there's nothing there, but this is in the middle, so you're just going to have to decide what side you want to put it on, or you could put 2. I'm just going to focus on 1. Let's just press all these down. I like to make sure they're stuck on the cardstock really good. And then we'll take our piercing tool and take all these backings off. Let's see how many I can get on this piercing tool. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, oh, almost 8, 9, oh, 9. See if I can do it. 10. That's 10 right there, you guys. And I'm going to just throw those in my recycle bin. All right, so now we are almost set with adding the focal points onto the front. But first, we are going to add the embossed panels, which are over here, to the front. So remember I had said this was scored at 2 3/4. So we're going to fold that back. And this is where you only want to put adhesive. So we're going to put it about 1/2 inch in from the edge. So create a rectangle and just add a little bit right there. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll center that on the panel. I'm looking at the top and the bottom and the left side. And we'll just press this down and hold it for just a minute. And then we can also hold it from this side too. And just give it a nice little rub. If you're afraid you have ink on your hands, just make sure a block is nice and clean, and you can do it that way as well. Okay, so we'll do the same step. And this one has not been burnished yet, so I'm going to fold this over. Make sure the corners are matched up. And then I just use my thumb to start it. And then I'll take my bone folder and just give it a nice burnish. Now it still pops up, but that's okay. You can still work, oops, you can still work with it. So again, half of an inch up, a little bit in the middle. And then we will add this one. Again, getting that equal distance on the top, bottom, and left side. Okay, I'm going to use my block. And then this side. Embossed paper takes a little bit longer to absorb to the piece that you're actually adhering it to, just because of all the grooves. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm going to go back to the first one we made because that one's drier. And this gets centered right on that embossed panel. I think that looks fine. We still have to add the sentiment, but I think that looks okay. And then this one here, I wanted it to be on the right side. You can match this panel. If you've got a perfectly straight embossed panel, you could just match those up if it's easier for you. Press those down. And now we're going to take our Peace and Joy and we're going to add dimensionals to the back side of these. You could, it might be easier for you just to take your minis instead of just trying to figure out how you're going to put 3 on a really small circle. The minis work really nicely to do that. There, so we've got our triangle of dimensionals. Push those down and our backings. A little bit harder to take off because they're smaller. There, I got all 6. Now we're just gonna figure out where we want to put the little Peace and Joy. And on the original, I kind of put it in the middle and the middle of the linen thread. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, and now let's try the reindeer. And this one's, ooh, gotta be careful, right? We don't want to put this over. And that's gonna look funny. Let's think about this. It's gonna open up this way. So how about if I put it over here, but then that side is up? I am going to do this. I'm gonna remove these 2 and add some glue. I don't want to add too much. And then I'm going to add it over here in the corner and get in as far as I can so that mini dimensional is right on the edge of the real red. Let me just kind of finagle this. I'm really thinking, I don't know if I like that or not. I think it's too top heavy. If I go down here, or what about in the middle? I think that's going to be better. So let's take all these dimensionals off. I had to really think about that one. This one's a little tricky. Got a little dimensional in there. Okay. I'm going to slide this in place. And then I'm going to sneak a little tiny dimensional underneath. I like to do that with my piercing tool. So lift that up and put it under there. A little crooked, of course. Still wet, so I can move this around the glue. I think that's pretty good. All right, now what I would do is, I did put the little peppermints on these little presents, and I put them where the bows were. This will be a little bit tricky because they're both busy papers. So I'm going to use just the small ones and 3 of them. And let's see where I can put them. Does it look funny on that tree? Yep. So I'm going to put them, probably cover up the dots in the stars here. So forming my little triangle like I always do. Oh, that's too much. We'll put this one down here. Okay, so that one's all done. This one, again, is really busy. I'm going to see if the medium ones will be better. Yeah, I'm going to do that. 1, 2, and 3. Phew, okay. That did take me a little bit longer. Sorry about that. But didn't think I was going to encounter an issue with my peace and joy on that reindeer card. So let's look at all of these together, and that way you can see all the different ways you can go with this. So we got one kind of subtle, doesn't like have any bright colors. And then this one's fun with some bright colors. And this one's got some granny apple green in there, and that makes it a little bright and cheerful. And then we'll open them up. So that's card number, I think it's 5. The first one we made was this Merry Christmas with the foiled dies. And then on the inside, we use that little star. And then the second one was this one, May All Your Days Be Full of Cheer. And here's this side by side, same pattern. Our third card was the Merry Christmas Fun Fold, just like we made right now. And I use this Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. And then the last card we made, that was the last one. And then the other one we made the other night is this little reindeer one. So I've got actually 3 of these here. So that is all I have for Christmas. I'm going to be switching over to Celebration. Celebration starts in January. And if you're not a demonstrator right now, you really should consider joining Stampin' Up. We'd love to have you on the Inspired Daisies team. I can talk to you about it. I can help you with your starter kit. I love helping my downlines with their starter kits. All of my downlines were former customers of mine. So that's super special that they trusted me and they signed under me. So starter kit special is going to be awesome. I can't wait to show it or share it with you. If you have any questions, you can reach me. My email is karen@inspiredbygram.com, or you can simply go to my email or my website, inspiredbygram.com, and fill out the little pop-up menu. That way you can get put on my mailing list, email list, and I'm running a lot of different things right now. I've got a product share going on. I've got some other thing. Oh, my card club. You got one more night of card club to register. So there's a number of things, and then I'm going to be announcing some other specials as well. So head over there. If you're not already a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy everything. Be well.